Hey, how you guys doing today? Dave Siclari here, Chasing Guitars. I told you I had another episode coming up. I'm going to do Les Pauls from my previous collection from the 2000s. And some of them I had for a long time. Some were in the 2000s, which I no longer have any of these guitars, but I do have the pictures of them. And I believe my daughter has a couple of them. But anyway, but I saw here you guys are writing in about, because I played on the road for a while, that you wanted to hear some tour stories. So I guess I'll tell you a tour story. I guess I had to think of some. There was a lot of them, but I had to think back of one that you guys might like. I think it was Budget Guitarist thrown in, which check out his channel, great channel, and Beliza Guitars, check him out too. I love his channel, one of my favorite channels. And I want to hear one of those guys are asking about tour stories. So I got one for you. And my band was in Los Angeles, and this is wait a second. Yeah, 1989, 88, something like that. Probably 89. And we were doing a tour supporting Skid Row, their first tour. We were doing a club tour with them, opening some shows. And on their nights off, we're playing with Bon Jovi. They were opening for Bon Jovi. And the nights off doing a club tour with a supporting act on a few shows. Anyway, for my tour story is we were in Los Angeles. There's a place called the Cat House, and I saw Blackie Lawless was there. All the guys at Skid Row were there. Axl Rose was there. And we were there just like everybody goes there and hangs out at this place. It was like a happening place on a Thursday night, I think. I can't really remember the night, but I think it was like a Thursday night or something. Anyway, we're coming down the stairs, and there's Axl and Sebastian Bach at the bar, and they're getting into a scuffle. So they start, I think Axl came after him, and then Sebastian grabbed Axl by the hair and started pounding him. And it was just funny seeing a guy who was on top at the time, and Sebastian was coming up, Baz was coming up with Skid Row, and they were just finally getting into the limelight, and he whooped his ass. It was pretty funny to see, actually. So there's one tour story for you, something I could remember briefly from playing on the road that was pretty funny. Anyway, now, don't forget, like I told you guys, Z Sounds. If you want to buy awesome gear, just click my link below. I believe you get a percentage. I'll try and find out exactly. You get a discount if you buy it through my channel, but they have a play while you pay program. You put a small deposit on your debit card, and then once a month they take the debit out, or whatever the payment is, $40, $50, $60, $70, but you get the guitar immediately, or the amp, or the pedals, or the bass, or acoustic, whatever you want. It's a great company. It's a great program. I highly recommend it for somebody who has a little bit of money, looking for some good gear, and looking to acquire more gear at a very reasonable way of doing it. And I really believe in the company. Otherwise, I wouldn't tell you just to sell you. You know what I mean? I believe in this company. I buy guitars for them, and it's something I really think is great for somebody who doesn't have the money to lay out. It's a great program. Now, that being said, I'm going to my collection from the 2000s. I'm doing I have a couch behind me in the picture, of Les Pauls. So these are some of the Les Pauls I've had at this particular time. These are the ones I had, but I've had a lot others besides these. And I did it on Stratocasters last time. If you want to see that one, you like Strats, you can go back to that show, which was the one before this, about Stratocasters. I've had a lot more besides those Strats. And I will be posting other single pictures as we go along, of pictures I've been digging up of guitars I've had in my collection. And we put them up individually. These are the ones I had in groups, so I tried to write everything down and get them up so you guys can see them. Okay, anyway. First one is a 2013 mahogany body, flame top, the Gary Moore artist model, whatever you want to call it. Is that what they call them? Artist model. It's the Gary Moore Les Paul. Basically, it was a 2013, I think it was, I can't remember exactly what year it was. It was a nice guitar. I've never been a big fan. I love Gary Moore. Gary Moore is like one of my favorite players. I love Jeff Beck, Gary Moore, John Sykes. And I like Richie Kotzen a lot, too. I've actually met Richie a couple times. A really nice guy. Amazing player. But I'm a huge fan of Gary Moore. And that's why I bought the guitar. But I was never a really big fan of Les Paul studio guitars after like 86. Because matter of fact, in one of those pictures, one of these in here is like an 86 Les Paul Studio, what had the binding, and the dot inlays was basically a standard with dot inlays, and it was a great guitar. But then for some reason they got rid of the binding and they changed them up a little bit. I mean, they still sound good. I just didn't, for some reason, I never gelled with them without the binding and no binding on the neck and stuff like that. I just didn't like that. And that's what this Gary Moore had. It had no binding on it. It was a nice flame maple top, but it had no binding on the neck. It had no binding on the body, and reminded me of a Les Paul Studio that I don't like. But it sounded great. It had the Dirty Fingers pickups, I think, were in it. It sounded really, really nice. It sounded a great guitar. I used it live sometimes, but I just could not gel with that kind of guitar because for some reason, being in studios, I don't know what it is. I don't like them that much, you know. And we all have that. So anyway, so that's the Gary Moore on the end. Next to that, there's a black 1995 Les Paul. I believe this is the I believe, I'm not sure from the picture here. I believe it was, I had a custom shop. It's a black guitar, but it was like a dark green, curly maple, transparent top. And I can't tell from this picture if it's just a black one that I also had, or if it's that one. But I think I'll be able to show you the pictures of the green one I'm talking about later, if not here. But this is a black one, 1995 Les Paul Standard. It's probably what this is, and I'll show you the other custom shop one later, which is a great guitar. I mean, I had a lot of Les Pauls, and I go through phases. I'll make like collecting Strats, collecting Les Pauls, and Flying Bs, and you know, it's I guess I have a collective personality. But anyway, that's what that one is, the black one there. Next to that, there's an 83 Flame Top reissue. 1983 Flame Top reissue. Oh, this is, I know what it is. This is a 1983, one of the first years that they were reissuing 58 Flame Tops. It was like the first year they were doing it without calling them reissues. And it's a beautiful guitar, man. It's a Flame Top. I know it needed a fret job, but it still played decent. It just needed frets. But it was in 1983. It was one of the first years they started making, like before the custom shop reissues and all that. This was one of them. I forget, they only made a certain amount of these guitars. It's an amazing guitar. I thought I did good. I think I sold it for like $3,000 back then or whatever, but I think now they're like $5,000. They're super hard to find. Really hard to find. It's an 83 Flame Top, mahogany body, rosewood neck, and it basically was like a 58, 59 Les Paul. Not sure which one. Anyway, it was a great guitar. Next to that is a 2001 Honeyburst Standard, which I'd actually sold to a friend of mine, which is also, that was a really nice guitar. Early 2000s for Gibson, I love. They had some really, really nice guitars they were making back then. You have to find the right one that feels right, but this Honeyburst was real nice. Mahogany body, rosewood neck, beautiful, beautiful Honeyburst on it. I love the Honeyburst color. I like it more than Tobacco Burst. I like Cherry Sunburst, but I really love the Honeyburst. And this was a really nice standard. And I actually sold it to a friend of mine in Florida years ago, and I think he still got it hanging on his wall or something. But anyway, that was a really nice guitar. That's the next one. Then after that, I had the 99 Classic Sunburst. This is the one I already spoke to you in episode 1 or 2 before that my daughter has. It's a 99 Classic with the rosewood neck, mahogany body, cherry sunburst top. Beautiful, beautiful guitar. That was a nice one. That was a good player, that one. Most of these they're not good players. The ones I'm showing you up here, I probably won't buy them. I was looking for the ones that played really nice, that felt special. The only one out of all these guitars up there that I probably don't feel that way about is maybe the Gary Moore, because I bought it because it was a Gary Moore, but I didn't really like it so much. Anyway, after the last one I have up here is a 99, I think it was a Amber Flame Premium Plus Standard, which is another great guitar, man. Just in those years, if you can find those late 90s, early 2000s Premium Plus Standards, classics, they were just great for us, for Gibson, man. They're great guitars, and hope I helped you out here. And there's some pictures. I wish I had better pictures. If I do find some more, I'll put them up. And like I said, I'm looking to build my collection and buy some nicer stuff I could show you. And also, I'm looking to do some licks soon, start playing some riffs and throwing out a little bit about what I know, bends and riffs and stuff like that. If maybe you could help these younger up-and-coming players. They'll want to learn something new, you know, from an old dog. Anyway, Thank you very much. Hit subscribe, ring the bell, like, support my channel. I really, really do appreciate it if you do. And God bless you all. Be safe and have a great day.